Hey, Carm 3D on the tube. Fixed my audio problem. My video problem might be taking a little more time. I think I may have to actually install my operating system. Fun. Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at the iBrows. And as you can see, I have a single joint here, the guy head and his terminator. You can kind of probably see it right there. I've already bound the weights. See, if I click on the head joint, you can see everything's painted red for the head. But I want to add some eyebrows, and then the reason why I'm doing this is because, let's say for the sake of argument, you've done what I covered in the last video. You have his eyelids all weighted up and everything's great. So if I add some eyebrows and do the bind function, that's going to paint everything over what you had taken so much time working on those weights. So let's find out how we can add joints to the weight structure without disrupting everything you've painted so far. And I will pause the video while I add some eyebrows. Okay, here we go. I have a null object here, parented to the head model, head joint. So I got a null here, and then of course the eyebrow joints branch off from there, and I have the last one ending as far as close as I can to the middle point. It doesn't have to be super accurate because you'll see why later. Alright, so I'm going to mirror this. Oh, a little tip I just thought of here, because of the way Cinema acts. I put 2 underscores before the R. That way when I'm doing the the joint weighting, I can use the underscore R. That way it's not going to confuse this with any other cases of underscore L's or underscore R's we may have elsewhere in the name of the item. So yeah, let's mirror this guy over. Okay, I got my 2 halves of the brow done. Notice that when I do this, the mirror thing, I use underscore R and underscore L with that. So let's now create one of these vector jobbers in here. A rectangle will do. Let's move that up into place. Oops. Thought I was on a different program for a second. Let's move this over here. I'm basically going to move it right where those 2 brows meet. And I'm being careful to make sure it always stays at 0 on the X. Doesn't have to be super accurate. Except for the X thing. I do want it to stay in dead center. And I will go to points mode, and I'll make it editable and then go to points mode. Pick these points and scale this thing way down. That works. Move it a little far forward. And I'm moving the points forward, not the axis. The axis is still there between those 2 guys. Okay. We're done with that. I will now add a constraint on these 2 guys, 4L and 4R. PSR is the one I want. and I am interested in position only. And the target is our rectangle, which I will rename guy brow ctrl underscore underscore C for center. And I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to turn the rest of these guys off. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, that's good. That's not good, but that's because he's not parented to the head yet. And let's freeze his transformations, and he is set. Now I just want to put the same thing on here. Okay, now I wanted to point something out here. Whoops. We now have control over both of the ends of the brow with one controller. Something I learned about the priority in this guy, so you just keep in mind for in the future should you need it. This might help you in some circumstances. Put this on generators and use -1. If you find things are jumping around because of like the order they're being calculated, you can try playing with negative values in there, so that might help you there. But since we're not seeing any problems, I'll put that back where it was. Alright, let's do the weight thing. So I got my geometry here. Of course I hid everything except for what I'm working on. Here's the weight guy. And if we use the bind tool, it's going to make a mess, assuming that we have eyelids painted in there the way we like them and we don't mess it up. So let's go to tag. Again, I clicked on the weight expression tag, and I clicked on tag here, and you can see now we have a list of all the bones, joints that are involved with this rig. So what I can do is click, control click, and I don't want that one, I don't think. Oh, I forgot something. I'm going to hit the padlock on here so that when I click on these bones, this doesn't go away. So I got my 6 joints selected. I will now drag them into here, and that's as simple as that, I believe. Let's check out the weight. Yeah, everything is still red. So bringing those in did not change the weighted values there. So now I can just manually paint weights for all these bones. And the reason why I didn't grab the 2 ends of these guys is because that will all be carried by this. I think. I'm doing this for the first time. Let's find out. Let's start painting some weights. Oh, gotta turn that off. Okay, it's visible only is fine. Auto normalize, yes. Let's go to absolute mode. Start off with 100 and symmetry, enable name underscore underscore L underscore underscore right. Now I want to see all these at one time. I forgot. Oh yeah, here it is. Draw all joints. I think this is the left side here. Okay, so when I animate this guy, assuming I will, but I won't, but if I were to animate him, this guy doesn't move. The only thing is he starts up moving up here, so it just basically is going to stretch from this locked position to wherever this is going to go. But we still want to paint weights for it because it's going to influence the geometry here, so let's do something like that. And we may end up like doing like a smoothing pass on some of these guys. Just lower my strength here. I think I just picked the head. And how come it's getting black? Oh, I hit absolute, that's why. I was painting on the head and I should have used add mode. Well, I gotta go back to absolute to fix that. Sorry about that. Oh, turn the draw all joints back on. Okay. Now, let's see where we are. If we look at this at a direct angle of looking straight on in this area, you can see that these two are pretty much meeting in the same place. So I might just have a little bit of weight on there for this. And then, this is a good thing to show you. I'm going to go back to brow 2 now. Paint some more on here. I think I accidentally clicked on the head joint. Okay, and now this would be like 100%. I did it again. I think I will lock this guy now. I think that might stop me from being able to pick it. Nope. Gotta love this program, right? Let's just say screw it and go to... Not again. I think it's doing it because this is what's selected here. So let's just do this. Pain in the butt. Okay, I think that's 100% now. Alright, but this is what I wanted to do. These 2 points I want to share between this joint and this joint, but I don't want any of the head in here. So how do we fix that? Well, let's find out. Okay, it just hit me. I don't need to do it in here. All I need to do is select the head joint and then go back to my weight paint tools. Those things. I guess I could hit the lock button there and that will stay there. Anyway, I want to erase at 100% and paint it here. So what that did is the head joint is no longer affecting any of these 2 points. Now they are equally shared between these 2 joints because that's what we painted on there before. So let's take a look at that in action now. If I pick this guy here and go to move mode. Nothing's happening. Oh, I'm in object mode, that's why. Yeah, it's kind of working. We got some weirdness going on with the rest of the stuff. That's because we need to set up controllers for the rest of these joints, just like we did right here. But it's good enough just for exploring it, testing it out. Alright, let's go back into painting mode here. Now, if I was giving greater forethought to my modeling, and I knew I wanted to have my joint here, I might have had the edge loop placed here. And of course, if I really wanted to, I can go modify the model and just move these points over, but I'm not going to bother. Let's see. Brow 3, yeah, that's the one. Oh, I am still in erase mode. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I want these center points to be shared between these two guys. I wonder how this works. If I just had 100% strength and I painted on both and it's doing the centering, of course, it's not going to work because it... No, it should work. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's pick the controller and find out. It's not doing anything. Well, let's refine my weights and we'll deal with that later. Interesting. Anyway, I want to have a little bit of this going in here. Same thing here. Even less right here. And just a little bit of influence here. Okay. Next one down the line. Okay, let's add the controllers so we can make sure this is working the correct way. Oh, I can do a little painting over here too. Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. We don't need much influence here. It's pretty much below, past the line, so these points should stay put. Alright, well, time for the controllers, and then we will see what happens. Okay, I've duplicated this guy over here, and I'm moving him into place. And I will choose the snapping axis snap. See if this works this time. Alright, so what I'm going to do is kind of orient this so that it is lined up in the way that the eyebrow will typically move. So like, you know, when this part of the eyebrow is going to come down this way, or it might go up that way. It's not going to go over here, it's not going to go over here. So once I have it lined up, then we can simply animate it by moving only on one axis, and it will slide up and down the right direction. It's a little thing to make things simpler. Just a little bit over here. I think that's pretty good. Let's parent that to the head. Freeze again. Okay. So now, whoops. So now I can just animate along the y-axis there. With, of course, turn the snapping off for that. And I will do the same thing for these other guys, but not while I'm recording. Okay, I got my controllers in place. I've color-coded them. I also fixed the left and right issue. I had the guys on the left side renamed or named as R, so I fixed that. I wonder if these are still renamed wrong. No, these are good. It was just the controllers I had mixed up. Alright, so now let's quickly make some constraints for these guys. Okay, everybody's set up. I think this will be the moment of truth to see if all this stuff works. Interesting to note, when I use the mirror tool, the rotations get all screwed up with these guys. So let me fix that real quick. It's the bank thing. This is like a cinema issue. I use the mirror function in Lightwave. It does it correctly as far as the bank rotation. In fact, I might just say edit the axis only. And then rotate it because the geometry is good, it's just the axis is messed up. There. It's really messed up on this one. Edit the axis. Somewhere around there. Okay. Sorry, you gotta watch for that when you do the mirror tool. It's just gonna screw up the bank rotations. In this program, anyway. So, I pick these guys. Okay. Yeah, we gotta work on the what's happening in the center here. It's unfortunate. It's not, and this is not even working whatsoever here. So I need to make a little animation. Although I think I probably animated him a little too extremely. That's probably a little more realistic for an eyebrow on a realistic character. That's strange. Yeah, this is weird here. Why it would be going up when the bone is going down, the joint rather. What we might need to do is put a joint here in the middle, or set the weights for these number 4 brows. That might be what is necessary. Although it'd be probably better to have a single bone right in the center here, because that way we don't have to divide the two sides for this area. So yeah, I'm going to do that really quick. I'll pause the video and do that. Okay, I've added the center brow. It's just a single bone sticking straight out, and I used a PSR constraint to have it follow this orange square here. And I have added it to the list. So let's go back into weight painting and fix that up. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So let's try a different animation configuration here. Yeah, the brows do project a little bit when we do the angry face, but it still needs work. The deformations are not that good. I think the light wave's a little easier to work with this kind of stuff. But we may be able to clean it up some. Now, why would it do that? Why would it reverse on in? Let's put this on single. Actually, I should turn it off briefly because it seems to be like out of control. In fact, I'm going to erase it. Now I'll put it on single. Oh, I'm still in erase mode. That's better. So you just got to keep in mind if you're doing a center thing, you got to use single. Okay, and it's not great, but I mean it looks like it's good, but it's actually accidentally good. It looks like we're seeing a wrinkle here, but we should not be getting any wrinkles. That should be done by other means. I think I'm going to go unhide all on my geometry. Okay, that was weird. But I got everything showing now. The fun just never ends around here, really, when you think about it. You know, when you choose the best tool for the job, you get the best results, and that's what we're experiencing. Alright, let's see what this looks like now. Yeah, it's alright. It's just the way that my other program, I won't need to name it again because of redundancy, the way it functions, this stuff, it just deforms it better. You don't have to go messing with each individual bone and painting the influence on each point. But what we could probably do is use a blending tool on points like these. Okay, so let's choose, let's try bleed. I need to select the bone first. Well, it's halfway decent. I mean, yeah, you got this nonsense here. It just does not look good in the nose. It projects. This thing projects forward, but not that much. Yeah, even when I projected it, it's pinching in here. So, I don't know. It's a pain. You could probably stand to have these guys project a little bit too. If I could manage to select them. Okay. No, you. No, you. I want you. Alright, fine, we'll do it this way. Jesus Christos. There. So, there's neutral, there's peculiar, and there's angry. Looks like I got a frame on 31. But I guess I could continue to refine this, but it was just going to take forever. So, yeah, we need to do some more bleeding or blending of that point in there. Same thing with this. You add the hypernerbs, and it helps to hide some problems, but really that's kind of a cheat. It would be really great if it just looked good. The way it's supposed to look, but there. So there's some eyebrows for you, for what it's worth. See you next video.